Hello, everybody, and welcome to Season 2 of Beermas. That's right, it's December 1st. It's December 1st, and you know what that means. It's officially the holiday season. I start my holiday season in December, not November, unlike some people. And that's right. We're going to be drinking, doing things a little bit differently this season. Don't have just beer, have some drinks, and basically whatever's in my house because I have a lot of alcohol in my house that I need to drink and get rid of. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to drink it. And 24 days of it, in fact. So let's kick it off. Tonight we have gin and tonic, more specifically gin, and let's take a taste. That's good. Got a bit of lime in there. I like it. Not too, I don't know, what's the word, ginny? Not too Christmas tree. Not too juniper, because juniper is actually what gives it that distinct taste. I should probably introduce specifically the type of gin it is, and this is Polo Club American Dry Gin. And that is thanks to Eric and Angela Steele. Huge fans, I hear, by the way. So thanks for that, guys. And it's pretty good. Yeah, pretty good. I get the dry part. And I like it dry. So, that's good. Now it's interesting that's American gin because when I think of gin, I think of England and the English. And I'm interested in history, so I kind of did some digging. And gin, the name gin, comes from the Dutch word Genever, spelled with Genevever, and it kind of got anglicized into gin. And that's probably because around the time gin became popular in England, the king of England at the time was Dutch himself, the Prince of Orange, and he became king after the Glorious Revolution. And that kind of got me thinking because I've been listening to this podcast on revolutions by let me make sure I got this right, by Mike Duncan, and it's pretty good. And the first topic is the Civil War, the English Civil War, which it's debated whether or not it's a revolution, and it happened a couple of decades before the Glorious Revolution. But it's kind of important because it kind of opened up all these ideas of these crazy ideas like freedom of religion and not I don't know, being shitty to each other. There's this crazy utopian idea that almost got enacted into Parliament, but didn't. Really interesting time period, and yeah, it led into this crazy time of drinking gin called the gin craze. And an interesting fact about the gin craze is all these laws and stuff getting passed against gin, and another interesting fact was that there were just as many gin shops as there were coffee shops, which is kind of crazy to think of now. Think of how many Starbucks there are out there. Think of just as many gin shops, and that's a shit ton of gin. So. Yeah, interesting time period, and just all this stuff happening. As an American, drinking American gin, it's got me thinking because the podcast kind of goes into this, but it kind of sets the seeds for the whole centuries to come of of the American Revolution, the French Revolution, all these ideas that kind of broke open that barrier, and so here we are drinking gin on the YouTubes. So with that, I wanted to leave you a quote by one of the American founding fathers, John Adams, who went to England shortly after, I would imagine went to England shortly after the American Revolution to kind of be diplomats, I guess. And here's a page out of his journal where he went to one of the battlefields where the first battle of the English Civil War and kind of this revolution slash civil, well, it's debated whether or not it's a revolution, but you get what I'm saying. Kind of started. So here it is. I've lost it. No, there it is. These damn things. Edgehill and Worcester were curious and interesting to us. Those are the battlefields. As scenes where freemen had fought for their rights. The people in the neighborhood appeared so ignorant and careless at Worcester that I was provoked and asked, "And do Englishmen so soon forget the ground where liberty was fought for? Tell your neighbors and your children that this is holy ground, much holier than that on which your churches stand. All England should come in pilgrimage to the hill once a year." And so, it's just kind of interesting that interesting time period, and that's an interesting fact about gin, because I was in the same time period, so that's pretty cool. And with that, happy Beermas, and good night. Like and subscribe down below, and I'll see you next time.